Fighting talk, but again today I'm delighted to be joined by Cage Warriors welterweight Justin Burlinson ahead of his bout against Jamie Richardson on Cage Warriors 150. Justin, had a little while off after that title bout. Yeah. Looking forward to being back?
Yeah, looking forward to be back. Had some time off, just to rest the body a little bit. I was still training, but mostly just working just like new skills like outside of a camp, because I'm always sort of training like full on, where it's a bit hard to work on new skills. So the time away, I feel like I've developed as a fighter and sort of changed my game a little bit to work better for MMA. So
before we look then ahead to this fight, your last one against Rhys Mckee.
Yeah.
Look, the result didn't go your way, but what a fight that was. How do you reflect on that? And I mean, ultimately, even that night, I think you shared a domino, I think Rhys said in the hospital after.
Yeah. After the straight after the fight, obviously we were both like battered and bruised, you know what I mean? His face was split open. I couldn't see it with one eye. And but we shared the dominoes in the air thingy, so it is what it is. It's just fighting at the end of the day for me. It's like I just love like competition and stuff like that, and like Rhys is a sound lad, and everyone I fight, you know what I mean? I'm not really, even if it did get a little bit hostile, like I'm not like holding any grudges against anyone. You get in there, you're fighting, and it's done after win or lose, you know what I mean? So it was good. It was a good fight.
The fight itself, what did you take away from it? Because like I said, obviously the result wasn't what you wanted, but for the fans, for everybody watching, I mean, it was an incredible fight. But for you as an athlete, to be able to go into the trenches the way you did with that, many a man may have quit, but you stuck in there, Rhys stuck in there. What did you take away for yourself from that fight?
I knew what it'd be like if the fight got hard. You know what I mean? I feel like I know myself in training and stuff like that, and like when I've been tired in other fights, I know I'm never gonna quit. It's just, for me, I feel like it's more fighting smarter than fighting harder, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I always fight hard and I always give it 100%, but it's more about being more tactical and fighting smarter next time. So looking forward to getting in there and doing that.
What's it like for you now to be able to get consistent fights? I mean, you had a run where you couldn't get much for love nor money. How nice is it now to be signed to the likes of a Cage Warriors, a major promotion, and to be able to get such consistent fights? Yeah,
that's a good thing about Cage Warriors, to be fair. Like Ian Dean and Graham, they get your fight straight away, you know what I mean? And they were trying to get us on April, but I asked for March, and they give us March, so that was good of them just change it up for that, because I think April was Manchester, where I probably will sell more tickets, but they still got us on London, you know what I mean? So that was good of them, because I wanted to be back in there March, you know what I mean?
So then, if we do look forward, Cage Warriors 150, a huge card. We've seen the poster already. We've seen the names that are going to be on it. You're taking on Jamie Richardson. Yeah. As a fight, what do you make of it?
Yeah, he's a good fighter. Obviously, he's fought for the title himself at middleweight. He's fought most of his career in Cage Warriors since he's been young, you know what I mean? So he's only ever fought good. People will see his record and think like his record doesn't show him that well, you know what I mean? But who's he fought? He's only fought people in Cage Warriors, and to be fair, Cage Warriors is like the hardest road in Europe to fight, you know what I mean? You have everyone in Cage Warriors wants to be in the UFC, so it's like everyone's good, you know what I mean? Everyone's the best in Europe, so I'm expecting a tough fight from him, you know what I mean? And looking to get in there and just get a finish, like I always try and get a finish. It's just the way I am. So
obviously we're a fair few weeks away now, so you can't divulge too much, but game plan going in, how do you see the fight playing out? Where do you see his disadvantages, his strengths, and equally where do you think you're going to exploit?
I feel like once again, I feel like I'm better than them all over, you know what I mean? Better on the feet, better on the ground, better wrestling, stuff like that. I feel like he's obviously got more experience than us in like the pro ranks, so that's one thing to look out for fighting him, is he knows how to, just like Rhys, he knows how to survive, you know what I mean? Like in bad positions, he's not going to just quit and give up. He knows how to get out of the bad positions, so that's where fighting with more tactics is going to come into play, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I think Matthias Fredericks was his last stoppage. Everything's went the distance. Yeah. If it goes to deep waters, I mean, I know what you're like. I've seen you fight for years now. Yeah. You'll be loving that, no?
Yeah. I mean, if it comes the distance, I'd rather get a finish always, but if it comes the distance, I'm not too fussed, you know what I mean? I want to get in there and just get a win and move on to the next one and just get back in the win column and get to the UFC.
Finally then, what's the plans for you for, obviously this January now, what's the plans for you for 2023? I mean, the division's a little bit bottlenecked at the top. I know Rhys is having surgery or just had surgery. Jimmy's now the interim champion. Yeah. What's the plans for you?
Just get a win, and see what's next after that. You know what I mean? It could be a title shot, it could be another fight, and just all I'm really bothered about is just getting past Jamie. You know what I mean? Getting in there with another good guy and showing that I'm like how high level I am.
Sorry, just quickly one more as well, because I know he's a really, really good friend of yours, of course, Mick Parkin, getting signed to the UFC last year. As a friend, as a guy who's came up through the ranks with Mick, how nice is it to see him realize that dream?
No, it was really good actually, like to see Mick. Like it was like sort of like I felt a bit like proud to see him like do so well. You know what I mean? Just because like we started the group of guys who I started MMA with, like not most of us are not training anymore, stuff like that, through injury or work and other stuff like that. But me and Mick's like the last two who start training together, so it's really good to see him like get to the highest level. You know what I mean? And what thing about Mick, like people look at him and not many people expect much from him. You know what I mean? I think they doubt him a little bit by the way he looks, but he is super. Like he's a smart fighter. You know what I mean? He's not dafty, and he's good. You know what I mean? He's a good heavyweight, so I think he'll do really well.
Excellent, Justin. Thank you very much for your time, and all the best in March. Thank you.